Greetings. I'm Natalia Starobrava. We continue a series of briefings at the Media Center Ukraine. With us, we have Serhii Bratchuk, spokesperson of Odesa Oblast military administration. We see the enemy shelling Odessa in mass. What is the situation like in the city and region? Yesterday, yet another missile attack came on Odessa. One missile hit a warehouse. The rescuer were on the scene and put out the emergent fire, and the other missile was brought down by the Ukrainian air defenses. We don't have any casualties, and this is the most important thing I can report. Tell us about the Odessan ports. Are they ready to export grain? Are they ready to resume their operation? When you talk about Odessa port, you mean Odessa port, Pivdani, and Chernomorsk ports, when the objectives are set and their preparation will be made on the ground, will be ready to perform the orders we receive. We have more work to do now. The workload is greater than in peacetime. We try to comply with our international commitments despite the war, and I hope this will be appreciated by the world. Our employees are working extremely hard and they are succeeding in their tasks, so they will perform their assignments. We see the enemy attacking Mykolaiv with increased uh, fierceness, and as it is located close to Odessa, are ready to receive the refugees from Mykolaiv. We have long been receiving the internally displaced people. We have received many refugees from Kherson, Mykolaiv, cities and regions as the situation is more difficult there. We are sending humanitarian relief to Mykolaiv. There are certain neighborhood programs we are implementing, and our volunteers are working hard. The Oblast government is working to send drinking water, food supplies. This river of life, Odessa Mykolaiv, is still uh, running high and delivering what the people need. Odessa has already received 120,000 internally displaced people from different parts of Ukraine. The communities have taken in the people, some in greater numbers than others, but there are social packages on the ground, and that includes the medical assistance. Since September, we'll be in a position to offer educational support should the security situation allow it. And our government is working to create jobs on the ground. It's not just for the people to arrive and sit and wait, but for them to be integrated into the local context, local economy, as the local economy is working at full gear to replenish the national and local budget to support the army and to support the livelihood of the region. The region of Odessa is working as effectively as it can within the war context. We have the agrarian uh, component going very strong. We have tilled 40% of the harvested area. It is not as high as it was last year, roughly 23 hectares per tons per hectare of cereal um, crops. But people are working day and night to win on this agricultural front, same as the Ukrainian army is winning on its front. Going back to the shelling and attacks of the enemy, which industries have been hit the hardest in Odessa? let us rather talk about the vectors and what the enemy intends to destroy. The enemy is attempting to destroy the infrastructure of the region, the grain silos. Similar pattern is seen as Mykolaiv when the grain silos have been attacked or the grain fields ready for harvest have been attacked. When the missile fragments hit the fields, they set off a fire. Our firemen crews fight them. Also, the residential areas are targeted by the Russians with no military infrastructure in the vicinity. Russia is acting as a terrorist state, and the hit of 7 calibers on one of the settlements in Odessa district of Odessa region indicates that these calibers, the operation and tactical sea-based missiles, have been first deployed in 2015. Then Russia launched an attack from the Caspian Sea on the settlements in Syria, as far as Syria. So Russia is uh, redeploying the Syrian playbook in Odessa as they plan to exterminate the civilian infrastructure, exterminate the civilian population to reduce it to ashes. We see that they are trying to sow panic. They're failing in their attempts to sow panic. We can see a certain level of anxiety, but it's certainly not panic. We have some challenges, but we are working hard to meet them as they arise. Tell us about the sentiments in the city. Are people staying in Odessa or are they getting ready to leave and evacuate? We have not ever raised the possibility of evacuation, but certainly it is a personal choice, and people can leave the region or the country at their own discretion. This was particularly relevant in late February, early March, when people made the decision for themselves, and it is definitely a personal choice. We haven't announced evacuation and are not planning to do so. Should evacuation be necessary, we will trigger all the algorithms that have been prepared. As for the popular moods, you can see it from talking to the residents of Odessa to their determination, but also by the fact that people are returning and bringing back their families. When people do return, we urge them to know what they can do, what they can do to contribute. They shouldn't hamper the military effort and find a way they can contribute. They should do something useful to benefit the city and the region. Tell us about the beaches of Odessa. Uh, are the visits to the beaches banned? Is the ban enforced? Since the 25th of February, the Odessa military administration and military command has imposed a ban to visit the beaches in Odessa and the entire Black Sea coastline. And this ban stands right now. It's heavily mined. We receive some nasty surprises by the day when the enemy mines drift ashore. These are Russian mines that Russia has tuned in the waters of the Black Sea, in the vicinity of Odessa and other towns. The mines drift ashore and pose a threat. They are anti-landing mines too, as these are the measures that have prevented the enemy landing, have been made in late February, and those are minefields. So the threat is massive. The missile attack is yet another source of danger, as there should be no crowding. We've been working and informing, awareness raising since February 24th. The public are helping us. There are some civil society organizations that are doing awareness raising and talking to the people to stay away from the beaches. There are some people who disregard the rules, that they're few in numbers, but still it is a personal accountability of all the people, and we should remember, but by doing so, people may endanger their children. And apart from the personal liability, they should consider their parental duty, as making selfies with the child close to the mind sign is a risk to life. We had Serhii Bratchuk, a spokesperson of Odesa Oblast administration, with us. This is all we have for you for today. Stay with us. Follow our announcers on the Media Center Ukraine resources. Stay strong, as this day brings us a day.